Okay, so hello everybody, it's Mary Nack and I'm with my pal Wes Walker. We're and Wes is getting a phone call even as we speak. You're supposed to silence that.
Busy.
What's that? Busy. You're supposed to silence that phone. Anyway,
well, the phone silenced, but the computer wasn't.
Oh, that's right. You have it locked into your, yeah, that's right. You've got it rings everywhere, right? The funny thing is my phone doesn't actually ring. I just have it on buzz, but anyway.
Well, that's what I do too.
I always get it on my Fitbit, but
I almost never have my phone ring. It's always on just vibrate, but
well, I thought, Wes and I have been doing these weekly, I don't know what you call yours. I call my, it's an email blast that I send out to everybody on my email list. I call it this week's Need to Know. And last week I wrote, and they're just like little blog articles really, but we send them out in the format of an email. And actually, I post them up afterwards. I do post them up on my blog afterwards if you want to take a look at them at some point. But anyway, last week I think you and I wrote about the lights, how they light the buildings downtown, and because I happened to be, we were both downtown last night, and with the short days now, it gets dark out so much earlier, and we were downtown at a company event. It was really fun.
The party was a lot of fun. The House of Blues party.
The Compass rented the entire building, and I'd never been there before. Had you been there before?
Yeah, I hadn't been in all those rooms upstairs before, but yeah.
I mean, it just kept going on. There was, I mean, first we came in the first level, and there was a dining room down there, and we hung out at the dining room, and then after we'd been there about an hour, somebody came down and said, "Are you guys going to go upstairs?" And we're like, "Well, what's upstairs?" And like, "Well, the party." Like, oh, maybe we should go upstairs. So we wandered upstairs, and of course that's where the main stage is. And then above that level are what, 3 more levels of balconies above that?
Well, balconies, but also rooms behind
and dining rooms, like little private and
lounges and bars and
private little rooms, like little intimate rooms where you can gather with maybe a half a dozen people or something like that. And just really a fabulous space. I just was really, I hope they hold it there again next year. It was really great.
Yeah,
I thought.
Seems like they haven't done 2 of the same one yet, but that might be one that would be worth considering for another
yeah
year.
No, that it's every year, but I think as we grow, they might run out of venues that are large enough to accommodate us. They said we were supposed to have like 1,500 people there, but
I think it was at least that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was kind of surprising because in the past it's always been just limited to just us who work at Compass. But this year they allowed us to bring a +1.
Well, they allowed a few people. That got shut down within a few hours because it filled up. So that was,
they limited the number of +1s that could come. But
speaking of the lights and on the skyline, and like you said, it's blue for Hanukkah right now, but I'll let out a little secret that I'm reluctant to because I don't want to mess it up, but they're on, what was it, Saturday night, I dropped Stump off at a show at Lincoln Hall and then went to charge the car, and there's Tesla charging stations on the top floor of the parking garage at New City, where the Marianos and that whole shopping complex is. The Marianos, the high rise.
Right over on Halsted and Lincoln. Yeah.
Clybourne. Yeah.
Yeah, Clybourne.
Anyway, it's on the top floor, which is open.
South of North Avenue.
Right. So on the 7th floor, which is the open top floor of the parking garage, is where the Tesla chargers are. But it's a big wide parking garage. And I'm often there during the day and come up, and it's got this incredible view of the city, and it always has. It's like kind of, you come up the top, you come up the ramp, and you kind of, come over the last hill, and it just opens up to this view of the city. Well, this must have been either the first time or one of the first times I've been there at night, at least at night when it was clear, and the view of the city, and with all of the lights and the colored lights and everything, was just spectacular. And I tried to get a photo of it once before, and it just doesn't really capture it because it's so big.
Mhm.
But I as I you have to pay. Well, you have to take a ticket and pay to use the parking garage. But if you go to Mariano's or whatever, they validate it, so it's free. So that's what I do when I charge the car. Go pick up a couple of things at the grocery store. But I noticed when I came back up and was getting in the car that it's become kind of a lookout point. So several people are coming up on dates and
Oh, really?
and just hanging out. They pull their cars up to that front wall and they kind of hang out up there and talk. And it's become kind of like
Huh.
in Chicago we don't have any hills, so it's kind of become like the lookout point. So it's like other people are kind of catching on to that. They're obviously just coming up to see the view. So it's kind of funny. But if you're ever in that area, the daytime view is great, but a clear nighttime view was really spectacular, and especially all lit up with the blue Hanukkah lights. And there were some other mixed, holiday colors already in there and everything, but it
Mhm.
was really pretty.
Well, what I had included in the article that we wrote last week was, in the process of researching it, I found out about the Hancock Building, or the building formerly known as Hancock. And before, I think it was in 2017, they switched to an LED system. And prior to that, they had to limit. They could only change their lights 5 times a year. And I suspect that there's other buildings that are less iconic that don't have the wherewithal to update I mean, to spend the money on just their lights, for this program, that also have a similar outdated system where they have to manually change the light bulbs. But it would take, um, Hancock Building, they had 2 building engineers. It would take the 2 guys a week that they'd manually change out the bulbs. So Hancock could only change their colors 5 times. Like they had like 5 color schemes. They had 5 changes a year because
Even back then, I would have thought that they would have had gels or something that just went in front of the lights, but
no,
lenses or something. But yeah, it was kind of crazy to find out that they literally had to change all the light.
change the light bulbs. Yeah, they literally change the light bulbs, and it would take 2 guys a week to do it. So obviously, how much resources can you devote to that? But I'm assuming that with the LEDs, now it's a flip of a switch, and it just takes one guy to go up and flip the switch or whatever.
Probably
But
not even a switch; it's a button. It's just
yeah, it's probably a button, exactly.
yeah.
Right. But I wrote in my article that the building formerly known as Hancock, and I had a client who wrote back to that, and wrote back to me, and she was like, well, I didn't realize that it wasn't called the Hancock Building anymore. And she said, when did they change it? I'm like, you know what? That's a really good question. I remember that it was changed. I didn't remember when. So of course I had to, being the geek that I am, I had to look that up. And I thought it was really, by the way, the building is now known just by its address, which is 875 North Michigan. And the people that own it now are actually looking for somebody to pay them. They're actually looking for a naming rights deal. So until they get a new naming rights deal, it'll continue to be 875 North Michigan. But of course, those of us in Chicago, will always think of it as the Hancock Building.
I just think of it, we will call it the Hancock Building.
What's that? What?
Not just think of it as, we will call it the Hancock Building.
Yeah, yeah, not only think of it as, but
Yeah.
call it the Hancock Building. But it actually, what I didn't realize is that John Hancock Insurance built the building, what, back in like
61 or 63.
19, the Hancock Building. Okay, the John Hancock Mutual Life Insurance Company built the tower from 65 to 70. It took 5 years to build, designed by Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill. And John Hancock Insurance was actually purchased in 2004 by a Canadian company. So they haven't even been, so the company, the company John Hancock Insurance hasn't even been around since 2004 because they were purchased, and they the people and the company that bought John Hancock Insurance also sold the building in 2013, and John Hancock Insurance hasn't been in the building since like 2010.
Yeah. So that doesn't matter. I mean, look at Sears Tower. They've been out of there even way longer than that.
Yeah, I know. So I guess in 2018 they sent a notice to the new owners. Okay, the company John Hancock Insurance was acquired by Toronto-based Manulife Financial in 2004, and they have not been a tenant in the Hancock Building for a minute. That's what the article says. But anyway, I just thought it was like so in 2018 they finally said enough already. Quit calling it the Hancock Building.
You know, the largest tenant in the building is Stump's company,
Which is
FCB.
okay.
They have 5 floors.
Oh,
They're
okay. So it should be called the FCB building.
Yeah, they'd have to pay for that, and they don't care to. Yeah, so yeah, it's when they moved in there, which is around
and everybody can get an attitude about, well, why are they calling it the FCB? Why are they calling the Hancock Building the FCB?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, that was about the time they moved in there. It was around 2013 or so that they moved into the
when the new owners purchased it from the company formerly known as Hancock. Manulife Financial or whatever.
Well, the building's got a different ownership though, but
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The John Hancock Insurance built the building originally. They were acquired in 2004, and then the company that acquired them sold the building because, you know, part of the acquisition, they got the building, obviously.
it's European owned. I don't remember if it's.
Well, it said Toronto based in the article.
Oh, okay, maybe yeah.
So Canadian, but well, that's almost European.
Well, that was the insurance company though. No, I'm saying that it's the building actually is owned by.
Oh, and currently you mean the current owners. Oh, it probably says in this article who owns it now.
Seems like they were German, but or Dutch or something. I don't remember, but
well, it says here Stephen Hearn is the president and CEO of Hearn Company and is Chicago-based. Chicago-based Hearn is part of a group of real estate investors that has owned the office building since 2013. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there's condos in there. They don't own those, obviously, but with the office and parking garage, they've bought in 2013. Yeah, so anyway, so there's our bit of trivia about Chicago real estate for this week. Anything else you want to add? I guess we should mention too about, since we were talking about the lights downtown, is that the whole thing about the lights is actually coordinated by BOMA, the Building Owners and Management Association of Chicago. They coordinate that, and if you have a nonprofit, want to get your cause, you know, up in lights, you can reach out to them. There's an application you have to fill out, but it could happen. You never know. It could happen, right?
So yeah, feel free to go check out my secret view of downtown Chicago at night.
Yeah, that was cool.
We don't want to ruin it.
So what does it cost to get into the garage? Well, you're saying just go to Mariano's and buy something, then
Yeah,
you're,
you pull a ticket. So if you didn't go to a store, probably depends on how long you're there. I have no idea because I've never had to had to pay
you've
for
never
it.
paid. So you mean you go
But
there?
any of the restaurants or the theaters or Mariano's or whatever validate it. So yeah, you shouldn't really, as long as you go do something, you shouldn't, even if you go buy a soda, you shouldn't have to pay for the.
So you go there to charge your Tesla? I mean, specifically, you go there and then you just go to Mariano's and pick up something so you don't have to pay for it? You can't charge your Tesla in your building garage?
No, not downtown. We have one in our garage at home, but not the downtown building wasn't built with it. So no,
Wow.
most don't.
So, well, where's the closest Tesla though?
But I mean, I only have to do that, if I'm staying downtown once every couple of weeks or something. It's not like it's got to be done every day.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Not like your cell phone, huh?
No, it's not like the cell phone.
How long does it take to charge?
Uh, it could be anywhere from 10 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how low it is.
Oh, okay. All right. So if you were going out for dinner, it would.
Yeah, usually we have to go move it if we're having dinner because it'll be fully charged and we can't leave it on there for hours. So we will go move it off the charger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
it damages the battery or something if you leave?
No, it's like you're taking up the spot for somebody else. So yeah.
I see what you mean. Are those spots at a premium? Because I don't know. Any garage I've seen,
And
I've never seen anybody in them.
no, not the garage. You mean the Tesla spots?
Yeah.
Oh, it can be. I mean, I think there's 12 charging stations there, 10 or 12. And you can go up there and there could be nobody or one or two cars, but then in 20 minutes, it'll be almost full.
Huh.
And then they're gone again. Just randomly.
Huh.
But from on the Tesla screen before you go, it tells you how many stalls are available at that moment. But
Oh, wow. Huh. Interesting.
yeah,
So Tesla has that all coordinated then.
oh yeah, they own the station. So yeah, it's all, yeah. And
well, isn't there a Tesla dealer downtown where you could go get it charged?
no, they don't have chargers for the public at the dealers. I mean, and there's all kinds of places to charge it, but that's just a simple, easy way to do it. And it's a Tesla supercharger, so it's a really fast. The one we have at home, kind of charges like overnight.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought it took longer.
Yeah, no, the superchargers don't take very long. Yeah.
So you go to Tesla, you buy your car, and then they won't let you come in and charge your car.
Well, first of all, the one downtown is up in the parking garage at 900 North Michigan. So you'd have to pay to go up there and charge. So no, because they're using it on all their cars, they.
So where is the dealer?
Well, there's a dealer at 900 North Michigan.
Where Bloomingdale's is, right?
Right.
The Bloomingdale's building.
The Bloomingdale's building, forever known as the Bloomingdale's building, no matter what happens to Bloomingdale's.
Yeah, right. So where is that? I don't think I've ever seen that dealership. I probably just never
It's
paid
on the
attention.
street side. It's all glass, and you see all the cars in there. Yeah, it's on Russian.
Oh, okay. All right. I just never paid attention, so I don't think I'll be buying a Tesla anytime soon.
Well, I don't know. It's time for you to get a new car.
Well, it is time. By the way, if anybody has a car that they're looking to sell come spring, I want to replace my car. I don't buy new cars. I only buy used cars. I know. I have a little Kia Soul now that I actually like quite a bit. I think I'll probably kind of stick with that, but anyway, whatever. All right. Anything else we need to talk about?
I think that's.
I think we've wasted enough of everybody's time for one day. Yeah. Everybody have a good week, and we'll be back here again next week with our same silliness. So
Bye.
Bye.